Nobody expected the Golden Globes to be the night everything quietly fell apart. It was supposed to be a celebration, a glamorous evening where celebrities smiled for cameras, posed on red carpets, and left with trophies, praise, and prestige. A night meant for applause, not aftermaths. But for Teyana Taylor and Pierre, that evening didn't just turn heads. It subtly rewrote the future of their relationship. What fans witnessed on the surface felt confusing at first, even exciting. But what insiders claim happened behind the scenes tells a very different story. One that allegedly ended with Aaron walking away and Teyana left facing emotional fallout she never saw coming. For a while, their relationship felt like a fresh chapter. After everything Teyana had gone through publicly, fans genuinely wanted to see her happy. They noticed how calm Aaron seemed, how grounded and intentional his energy felt. Compared to her past relationships, this one appeared quieter, more mature. There were no constant social media posts, no loud declarations of love, no performative displays for the internet. Just subtle appearances, quiet chemistry, and a sense of privacy that felt deliberate. It felt grown. It felt real. That's why the breakup hit so hard, because no one saw it coming. Leading up to the Golden Globes, pressure was already building. This wasn't just another night out. This was a global stage filled with industry power players, judgment, and cameras that never blink. According to people close to the situation, Aaron has always been deeply private. He values control over his image and his emotions, especially in public settings where moments can be misinterpreted, clipped, and turned into headlines within seconds. Teyana, on the other hand, has always moved comfortably in the spotlight. She knows how to command attention, how to express herself freely, how to exist boldly without apology. That difference, exciting at first, may have quietly become a fault line. The night itself was electric, flashing cameras, reporters shouting names, stylists making last-minute adjustments. Teyana arrived radiant and confident, fully herself. But somewhere during the evening, something shifted. According to multiple insiders and widespread online speculation, there was a moment, brief but noticeable, where Teyana's behavior drew unexpected attention. Whether it was who she interacted with, how she interacted, or simply the energy she carried, people noticed. Not because it was scandalous on its own, but because it felt misaligned with the private, controlled image Aaron had been trying to maintain. From the outside, it may have looked harmless. To those close to him, it reportedly felt personal. Sources suggest Aaron felt blindsided, not out of jealousy, but because he felt exposed. There's a difference between being seen and being put on display. And according to insiders, that line may have been crossed. What's important is what didn't happen. There was no public argument, no scene, no visible tension on the carpet. Aaron didn't confront her in front of cameras. Instead, he allegedly shut down. And when someone like Aaron shuts down, those close to him say the decision has often already been made internally. Once the event ended and the cameras stopped rolling, the tension didn't disappear. It followed them. Conversations grew colder. Messages became shorter. The warmth that once defined their connection slowly faded. People close to Teyana noticed her mood shift almost immediately. She went from glowing to guarded, from playful to defensive. That's often the first sign that something deeper has been shaken. Rumors of a breakup didn't start loudly. They crept in through silence. No appearances together. No subtle acknowledgements. No effort to shut down speculation, and then came the quiet confirmation, not through a statement, but through distance. According to insiders, Aaron made the decision to end the relationship shortly after the Golden Globes, not impulsively, not angrily, but firmly. He allegedly felt that if boundaries could be crossed so easily in such a public setting, then the relationship wasn't aligned with the life he wanted. For Teyana, the ending reportedly felt sudden. Even though signs were there, she may not have believed it was final. Sources say she felt misunderstood, even unfairly judged. From her perspective, she was simply being herself, expressive, confident, unapologetic. What she didn't expect was that being herself could cost her the relationship she was trying to protect. Social media quickly picked up on the shift. Fans began dissecting every post, every caption, every absence. Some accused Teyana of self-sabotage. Others defended her fiercely, arguing that no woman should have to dim herself to keep a partner comfortable. The internet split into sides, turning a private emotional situation into a public debate about boundaries, freedom and respect. Aaron's response or lack of one only added fuel to the fire. He didn't explain. He didn't defend himself. He simply went quiet. And that silence spoke volumes. To some fans, it felt cold. To others, it felt disciplined. A man choosing peace over chaos. But for Teyana, according to those close to her, the silence hurt more than any argument ever could. There was no closure, no public acknowledgement. Just an ending that arrived without warning. What made the situation even heavier was how old wounds resurfaced. This wasn't just a breakup. It reopened emotions from her divorce, reminding her how vulnerable starting over can be. People often underestimate how hard it is to trust again after public heartbreak. Teyana had taken a risk. She allowed herself to believe in something quieter, something safer. And when it ended so abruptly, it reportedly felt like a personal failure. Even if it wasn't single quotes fans also began questioning whether the Golden Globes moment was truly the cause or just the final straw. Relationships rarely end because of one night. They end because of patterns, differences, and unspoken expectations. The event may have simply revealed what was already there. Two people with different comfort levels around visibility, attention, and control. As days passed, fans noticed a shift in Teyana's online energy. Subtle at first, but impossible to ignore. She wasn't as carefree. Her posts felt heavier. Some were reflective, almost like quiet conversations with herself playing out publicly. Others carried a sharper edge, defiant, controlled, like a reminder that she was still standing, even while processing something painful. It wasn't a breakdown. It was something more complex. A woman holding her ground while sorting through disappointment, confusion, and unresolved emotions. That mix of vulnerability and strength is what made people lean in harder, because it didn't feel performative. It felt human. Meanwhile, Aaron's silence told a completely different story. No cryptic posts, no hints, no explanations. He focused on work and appearances, moving like someone determined not to feed the narrative. That absence only amplified the tension, because when one person visibly processes and the other disappears, curiosity doesn't fade, it explodes. Fans filled the silence with theories, imagined conversations, and assumptions. The contrast became the story itself. Teyana's visible emotional evolution versus Aaron's quiet withdrawal created a push and pull that kept people watching. Some interpreted his silence as respect. Others saw it as avoidance. Some believed he was protecting them both. Others felt he left her to carry the emotional weight alone, and that uncertainty kept the story alive. What made the situation different from typical celebrity drama was the lack of closure. No statements, no timelines, no definitive ending. Just two people moving in opposite emotional directions under public scrutiny. Teyana wasn't asking for sympathy, but she wasn't hiding either. Aaron wasn't defending himself, but he wasn't engaging. And in that imbalance, the internet did what it always does: watched closely, speculated loudly, and waited for the next crack to appear. What shocked fans most wasn't just that Aaron walked away. It was how fast everything unraveled. One night of glamour turned into weeks of speculation and emotional fallout. The Golden Globes, once a symbol of celebration, became a reminder of how fragile relationships can be under bright lights. In the end, this story isn't about villains. It's about incompatibility exposed under pressure. About how love can exist and still fail when values don't align. Teyana didn't lose herself. Aaron didn't betray her. They simply collided at a moment where neither could bend without breaking, and maybe that's the real shock, not what happened at the Golden Globes, but how one night revealed truths that have been quietly waiting to surface all along.